If your goal is to have abs for once and you just want to take off that challenge, then do it. But realize that it's not going to be sustainable. And if you think that you can diet down to be shredded and just maintain that without suffering, Coach Greg, and today we're going over how Kim Young-sung, a popular Korean singer, has finally gotten a six-pack for the first time in her life. We're going to be going over the dangers, difficulties, and struggles that she went through on her road to a six-pack. A little more information on this woman: she used to be the lead singer of a group called Mamamoo, and she made her solo debut with a single called Spit It Out, and I'm not referring to the food that she couldn't swallow during her 8 weeks of dieting. So the video is called Photoshoot Vlog, first six-pack in my life, and in this video you're going to see just how difficult it really was for her to get a six-pack, and hopefully you'll realize that this is not a realistic goal for most people. So she's about to do the photo shoot, and they ask her, "How do you feel? You're about to do this amazing photo shoot. You're in the shape of your life, six-pack for the first time." Her response: "Well, I lost 7 kilograms, about 15 pounds, and she feels tired, miserable, horrible, pitiful. AKA feels like dog shit." She says, "I don't think this is how people should live their life. I will never do this again." So does that sound like it's easy to look like this? Yeah, you want to look like your favorite K-pop star, movie star, and so on. But this is the reality of just how difficult it is to get that dream body you've always wanted.
촬영은 즐겁게. Yeah.
So she's fighting off tears and saying, "Yeah, but I'm gonna just love this shoot. Yay." No energy, feeling like crap. She's gonna fight her way through it, but she's literally so thirsty, it's all she can think about. She has no strength and can barely keep her eyes open. These are the harsh realities of what it takes to get into photo shoot shape for most people.
진짜 미치. 여기가 흔들흔들해 계속.
She's feeling shaky, she's about to go crazy, but she's told, hang in there. Not very easy now, is it? She's wondering if she should take a picture of how she looks, and she responds with, "Well, I'm probably never gonna ever look like this again, so may as well." My advice: try not to diet past what's realistic for you. If you know you can't sustain your diet, don't keep following that diet. You're only going to rebound and be upset that you can't maintain the physique that you once had. It's better to have realistic goals that you can achieve than to set your sights on your dream physique that should only be a dream.
2달 걸리는 것 같아요, 볶음 만들.
She already looked amazing, and yet it took her 2 months of hard dieting to get abs. So what chance do you think you have of getting abs in 2 weeks? 2 weeks to a six-pack, doing HIIT cardio, doing sit-ups every morning. Do you really think it's realistic for you to get abs in 2 weeks when it took this model singer 2 months of suffering torture to get there herself? Her typical training sessions on this lasted 2 and sometimes up to 4 hours a day. And will she be able to maintain this physique? Of course not. She herself is saying, "I don't think I'll be able to prevent myself from rebounding." In order to keep her six-pack, her trainer stated she'd need to maintain the same training and eating regimen. She's saying, "I'm sorry, but I can't do it." She knows this is not realistic, and for once in her life, she wanted to have abs for once. If your goal is to have abs for once and you just want to take off that challenge, then do it. But realize that it's not going to be sustainable. And if you think that you can diet down to be shredded and just maintain that without suffering, chances are you're going to be wrong. Chances are you're not going to maintain it. So if you're on a diet and you notice you're struggling, you're starving, don't bother. It's not worth it. And even during this photo shoot, she's having a hard time flexing her abs. She's getting cramps. She hasn't drank much water. She's done everything in her power to lose weight and look at her absolute best for this photo shoot for a few hours. So you'll see these photos in magazines and so on and think, wow, I want to look like that. Well, the next time you say, I want to look like that, just realize the work that she had to put in to get that dream body. Is it realistic for you to look like this when it took her 2 months of dieting and a professional photo shoot to look like this? Probably not. She has a hard time standing up. She's not in her right mind. She's clearly suffering, has no energy. That's one of the telltale signs that you're dieting too hard. If you diet to the point where you have lower energy, don't feel good, you're getting weaker, then chances are you've taken your diet too far.
마셔, 그렇지. 으아. 우는 거야?
And she finally gets to have a cup of water after the photo shoot, and she's literally crying. Crying because she gets to drink plain water. That is the level of suffering that this woman had to endure in order to get the body that she needed for this photo shoot. And she then proceeds to eat a scone and says it's been 2 months since she's eaten anything like this. Does that sound like the diet you want to follow to lose weight? Of course not. You don't have to cut out everything that tastes good in your life just to get a six-pack or to lose weight. You need a diet that you can follow for the rest of your life. Like in my friggin' cookbook, low-calorie, delicious alternatives to the foods that you're all eating. You want pizza, cake, ice cream, and so on, you can still eat them. Just lower the calories. Makes it simple. You don't have to go without the foods that you're craving. She's asked, well, how do you avoid those annoyances while you're dieting? Her response, you can't. She's hangry, miserable, and her life sucked while dieting. Does it really seem worth it to diet to that extent, all in the pursuit of your dream physique? And obviously, I promote health and fitness to have a healthy body, to increase the quality and quantity of your life. But if it takes dieting to this extent to get that, it's not worth it. She spent most of her time dieting alone because she couldn't handle being around other people. It's not worth it. And while dieting, she was sure to drink plenty of water. For her, 2.5 liters a day. But as the photo shoot got closer, she lowered it to 2 liters, followed by 1.5, 1, half, and then none for 24 hours. This does not make sense. It's not how you should cut water for a photo shoot. If you do have to cut water for a photo shoot, cut it for 1 day, but stop immediately. Drink as much water as you need and then stop cold turkey. You do not slowly taper down your water intake. Makes no sense.
소중해요.
She quickly learned just how precious water was. During this peak week where she tried to peak her body for the photo shoot, her water intake was cut drastically, and this led to the most suffering of all. Slowly cutting out your water over multiple days is a lot worse than cutting it out drastically for only 1 day. So if you do have to do a peak week, please don't slowly reduce the water intake. And just look at the smile on her face as she's finally done the photo shoot and can drink some water. You thought it would take a donut, pizza, ice cream to put a smile on her face? When you're dieting to this extent, even plain water can make you happier than last time. So there was a lot of pressure on her because she wanted to look good for the photo shoot. After all, she's going to be standing next to a guy who's got a six-pack. She doesn't want to look out of place and she wants to impress her fans. So just imagine, if she feels this kind of pressure, how do you feel? You're going to compare yourself to other people you see on social media and think you're not living up to the standards that society's placed on us. Rather than comparing yourself to other people, compare yourself to you. And if you have unrealistic goals, change them. Do what you can. And as I always say, try to get halfway there. Halfway to your dream physique, it's going to be more than enough to make positive changes in your diet and health. And so when asked how she feels and how she do things differently, well, her response was, rather than trying to do it in 8 weeks, I should have done it in 3 months. A longer period of time to get in shape would allow her to suffer less. She wouldn't have had to do such long workouts or cut calories as drastically. 7 kilograms for a woman of this size is a lot in only 8 weeks. So rather than rush to lose the weight, lose it slower, as the slower you lose it, the easier it will be and more likely you will be to keep the weight off. And in going through this process, she realized just how important it is to be healthy. The day before and the day of the photo shoot, she was in pain, she was miserable. So please, work out to be healthy. Don't take things to the extreme, because the more extreme you take things, the more likely it is to be unhealthy for you. Looking for a diet you can sustain for the rest of your life? Consider getting my cookbook, Low Calorie Delicious Recipes that you will definitely be able to make and enjoy. Also, harder than last time supplements, click the link in the description. Also looking for ambassadors to help sell and promote the products, we will pay you to do so. Also have training books, coaching plans by me and my team. Subscribe, click that bell button, and until next time, I am out.